Wilson Morales from Black Film TV. How's it going?
Going good, man. How you
How are
doing?
you?
Good. It's like here's a show, Black folks, superpowers. Every time I see a series, it goes. We always say, "Who's the one BP?" Because there's always one of them. Never an ensemble. It's only one person. But here we have as a series. What led you to say yes to taking on this project, Tosin?
What made me say yes? I think just reading it and just connecting with the characters and being able to recognize the characters. I'm a South London native myself, so just being able to see someone where I grew up and where I was raised in a show where everything's heightened, and it's real places, it's real characters that I can connect to, and characters that I fall for, and I was just really entertained by reading it, and I really wanted to be a part of it, so it was like a no-brainer for me. And I get to work with my friends, and I get to film in South London, so it kind of makes sense,
And what about you, eh?
I really liked the fact that it was just five regular people, five very normal people who suddenly just get powers, but they still have to deal with their normal lives. They still have to go to work. They still have to, figure out just the same struggles that they had the day before they got their powers are the struggles they have today. And I thought that was really exciting. Obviously, shooting in London, shooting at home is always that was always going to be fun, so I was excited about that. And then the main thing for me was Michael and Dionne's relationship, and seeing this like really, really authentic, beautiful portrayal of Black love on screen. And I was like, I'm really excited to get into Dionne and like show that in sort of the best way that I know how.
Now, as you read the script, does everyone have the same powers, or did you have a choice to say like, one can run fast, one can shoot the eyes, or did you have a choice as to what kind of powers you wanted to have?
No, Reps pretty much had everything cemented. The powers were the powers, and it was given to who they were given to, and there was nothing we can do about that. Maybe
some weren't given any powers at all.
Yeah, bad luck of the draw, you know what I mean? But yeah.
I was talking to Rapman, but in your eyes, in your opinion, we've seen other shows of people gaining powers, whether it's in England or whether it's in the States. What's going to separate this outside of having Black folks in lead roles from other shows that they may compare it to?
I feel like the difference with our show is, one, it's set in South London, two, it's very grounded and real. It's based on their real life and real life situations and real life things that they kind of got going on, But I think one of the main differences, I think Rayxia said it earlier on. He's saying like when he watched TV shows and you never really knew where people got their powers from. Sometimes it just pop up, they got powers and we just have to accept it. But I feel like what he wanted to do is he wanted to trace the powers back to sickle cell, you know what I mean? And so the fact that the powers stem from the sickle cell thing, and he wanted to give it a boost and a positive twist on it, I think that's what differentiates our shows from the other shows.
100%. Also, they're not heroes.
Yeah, they're just normal people.
They're not going off to save the world. They don't like go to another planet. Like, they're literally just people with these powers that they've got to deal with.
When you read these characters, is there anything regarding their character traits that you can relate with? Any one of you can answer it.
I mean, for Dionne, definitely can relate to like being in love and like really caring about someone, and also just like her nature as well. Like, she is such a carer. There's a lot of love there, and she really, really cares about the people that she cares about, and I can definitely relate to that.
Yeah. And just, I think with Michael, just figuring it out, how do I figure it out? How do I make it happen? How do I not make it happen? I think he just tries to figure out, and he's relentless about figuring it out and trying to solve stuff. And I think I would like to think that I can identify that with myself as well,
It's a fun series to watch. Congrats on the roles. Congrats on the show. Let's keep it going. We'll talk down the road.
Thank you.
Wilson Morales from Black Film TV. Here we are. When you got the script, did you have a choice as to what powers each of you would have?
I wish. Yeah.
Nah,
I wish.
we didn't have a choice.
Oh my god, I would have chosen the most OP power of all time.
So what led you to take on the project? Was it something that they came after you or you went after? And if so, why? Josh?
I think me and Nadine both went after it. I think we saw it get greenlit And like, it was just such an interesting project that hadn't been done before, like the type of thing it was going for hadn't been done before. And I think when you see something like that as a black actor, especially in the UK, you have to jump for it. Like it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. And yeah, just kept on going for it. And we finally got the auditions in different ways. But yeah, like once you get that audition, it's like, cool, it's go time. I can't put a foot wrong almost. And luckily we got picked and yeah.
Nadine?
Yeah, like Josh said, like just picking up on that, the process was quite similar. I saw like that it had been greenlit and I wanted to be a part of this. Luckily for me, a great friend of mine, Sheila Nortley, is the producer on the show. She was able to get me an in-room audition. Yeah, and then from there it was like, cool, I've booked this job. I can't let it down. Can't let myself down, you know?
And what about you, Calvin? You know, what's it saying yes, and are you as fast as your character?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'm not, yeah, I can't really run at all anymore. I've been eating too much chocolate. But, yeah, I really resonated with the scripts, and, you know, I was over the moon to get the opportunity to audition. I thought that the project was unique and, you know, it had a real sense of a voice. And yeah, it was like a breath of fresh air, you know, so I was keen to get a part of it.
You know, when you take on these roles, and when I talk to actors, I go, there's a little bit of the character that's got to be about themselves that you guys can relate with. That each, you know, so when you take on this role at any given time, is it any part of their character traits that you can relate with? Josh? Or anyone can answer it.
Do you want to go down this way?
I think
Go.
I think myself and Rodney, we've got one sort of blatant similarity in the respect that we both look the same. But no, yeah, no, it's totally that, man. I feel like to some degree, like acting can be almost therapeutic. You sort of pick in some regards, a project comes up and you read it and it's like, what about me as a storyteller do I see in the script that I want to explore? You know, what themes do I want to look at? And for me, this part, you know, he was someone who had this brotherly story with Spud, this platonic love for his friend, but also just wanted to be accepted from his family. And for me, I found that, I don't know why, but that really resonated with me from reading the script, and I thought this would be an interesting character to portray.
I'll say like some of the similarities that I found in Sabrina that I have is her being this caring, nurturing person, but then she's also got this side to her that, you know, if you mess with anyone that she deeply loves, like she is going to switch on you. You know, she is going to show you that she is a force to be reckoned with. So I actually relate to Sabrina in both those senses.
I think with me, I don't relate a lot to Tazer. I think it's very, very far from me. But I do think the kind of like, because I'm quite an introverted person, I can be quiet at times. And Tazer's quiet and stillness is what I kind of related to. And he was in his mind a lot. And me sometimes, I kind of just sit back, especially in like big groups. When I'm in a big group, I kind of just sit back and observe and kind of just think in my head about what's going on. So I think that's what I related to the most.
You know, from what I've seen so far, it's an amazing show to watch. Keep it going. Let's hope it, you know, goes further. So congrats on the roles. Congrats on the show. We'll talk that in a row. Let's get a season 2 out of it if you make it out alive.
Yeah.
And come back.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
God bless.
Take care. Wilson Morales from Black For Me TV. How's it going, Rapman?
I'm good, bro, man. Nice to thank you for your time today.
Hey, you got this series from what I've seen. It's exciting. You know, I wished I had all of it, but I'm going to be like the audience and wait till all of it comes out. You know, what led you to put this series together?
So many different reasons. I'm a big fan of the sci-fi genre, and I just feel like the Black experience has never been told in that genre. I feel like we haven't had a lot of things for us in that space. So something like this was me able to get my message about of what the black experience is like in London, but then to be able to put the sci-fi twist on there where you get to see us in a heightened space.
So, outside of the color factor, the race factor, is there anything else that's going to make this different from what people have seen in other shows and maybe movies?
I don't think it's anything like other shows because it's about people. It's about people with powers. But what makes our show different is the characters. You get to know our characters. You get to see what their hurts. You get to see their hopes, their dreams. And I think that's what makes us stick out. Other than the fact it's in South London, which you don't really see sci-fi shows set in South London. They're normally in New York, or a city like that. There's so many things that make it unique. It's just the whole show is a unique piece, and we're telling the story on people and the people that they love, but it's just got a sci-fi twist element to it.
One of the stories I saw was that, they're bringing in special camera technology to make sure that the black skin is highlighted. What can you say about that?
I think it was written in the wrong way. We did get a brand new camera that just came out from Ari at the time of filming. And it was a very big deal to get that camera at the time. There wasn't a lot of them. And it was to highlight the black skin tone, to make sure we are seen on screen in the beauty. It would act as a scene on screen in the beauty that they are, but it wasn't down to the technology. It was using this camera along with the right lighting, along with the right makeup, and everything to make sure that they're seen as they want to be seen. And that was down to our DP, Aaron Reed, who really leaned on that and used the camera in the right way. Because it's not as simple as you want dark skin tone to look glamorous, go buy the Arri Alexa 35. You have to still work with that camera and all the elements around it to get the best out of it for darker skin complexions.
Mm-hmm. You got a cast that some people are going to recognize, some people are going to see and find out who they are. Can you talk about having Tosin and the rest of this cast, because they're all amazing.
It was important for me to get people that could play, especially in the lead 5. It was important that I can get actors that were experienced enough to carry the show. So I wasn't looking for known faces. I was looking for more experience. And sometimes that goes hand in hand. Sometimes it doesn't, because a lot of them have been acting since they were kids but never had their big break. When Tosin came into the role, I knew that he was the right person for the role. Then finding Adelayo to play his partner Dionne and the others, and Eric Kofi-Abrefa to play Andre. It just made I believed all of them. Sometimes now when you watch a series, you believe it more if you don't recognize them. Like, I feel like Netflix is good at that in general. Like, I don't mind seeing an unknown face when I watch a Netflix show, because I'm getting to know these people for that character. So I wasn't keen to put a popular face in there for no reason. But Tosin, like, he actually could be more known in the States than in the UK. He actually hasn't done a role in his own accent for like 20 years, he was just saying. He either does it in an American accent, or in Doctor Who, he played someone from up north. So this is the first time he's actually spoken his own accent. And casting was a very deep process, but I think we got all the right people in the end, man.
For you, you've done a lot of work. Obviously, I've seen your Earth and stuff. I remember I reported you're going to do American Son, but here, it's the first time you're doing a series. What did you learn as a process, as a filmmaker, doing a series that you can, skill set wise, you can take on to whatever project you do next?
Is there something else I can help with?
I think it was, you know what? There was so many. I worked with stunts. I worked with green screen, the VFX. These are things I never got to do in my indie. And I got to control and get with a big crew. So it's one thing when you're doing it indie, you're doing everything yourself. You've got people helping you. Want a skill like this, the skill is learning how to delegate your HODs. So you can still have your brain working when you're working on something else, by making sure your vision is clear with all your heads of department. So I learned that. So now I can navigate a bigger crew now, and I can do all the VFX stuff I just spoke about. And that was what working on the show with 6 episodes, 6 hours, for how many months to a year, it really helped, man. It honed my skills now, where there's nothing on the set that could scare me. Like, you told me you want a massive stunt scene, okay, done that. Can do that. You told me you need a scene that's going to be shot on green screen. Okay, done that. There's nothing can scare me no more. I can go on any set and fly now.
That being said, I want to say congrats on this series. I'm looking forward to seeing more of it. Keep it going. We're here to support. Take care.
Appreciate you.